Hey ladies and gents, Rob here. I got my books here. This is from day 2, Baltimore. Got a few books here. All right, so let me show you what I picked up this time. All right, first book here is going to be Batman vs. Predator #1. Now this is the first series. Now I know that the Predator's in the Disney Marvel universe, but for some reason this book, if you can still find them in dollar bins, this book still sells well. And I can never really keep these in stock. So if you see this book in a dollar bin, I think it's worth picking up. Iron Fist #15. Another cool book here. You have the X-Men on the cover with Iron Fist. If you look here, you see Wolverine in the corner here. In this, yes, he's wearing this brown and dark brown suit. Now I think that this might be the first time we see him in this. I believe his color scheme changed after this. He went from that yellow and blue or black outfit to his tan outfit. Yeah, so and brown outfit. So this may be the first cover we see him with this type of color scheme. So, I mean, I'm not sure for sure, but I believe that's his first cover with that costume. All right, I picked up another copy of Captain America 272. This is another book that does well for me online. This is the first appearance of Vermin, a character who we have not seen yet, but you never know. It's also a newsstand, and it's also a really cool cover art too. So whenever I see these cheap, I buy these too. G.I. Joe #2, and a newsstand. It's not #1, but it's still a really cool book. And I believe this book is shorter print than #1, because I remember at one point in time, #2 was actually worth more than #1, but that was years ago. But you ever see #2? Get that one also. Godzilla 23 newsstand. This is Godzilla versus the Avengers. And whenever I see this book, it's also the second to last issue, I always buy it. Here's one of my favorite books. One that I have a hard time buying nowadays, but this one is one of my most favorite ones to sell. Evel Knievel #1. This book is really popular. If you see this one in a cheap bin, always buy these. I have 2 copies. This one's lower grade, but still, whenever you see these books, get them. I got Batman Beyond #2. This is from the 1999 series. #3. And #5. I believe 1 and 2 are, I think 6 are good issues to have too, but they weren't available at the time at these really good prices. I picked up, I believe, 2 copies of Spawn #1. By the way, I neglected to mention that one of the dealers at the show, Oliver from Lehigh Valley Comics and Games, had his whole booth half off. High-end slabs, regular books, didn't matter what it was. And the prices he had on all of his expensive books were pretty much market rate. So his booth obviously was very popular, and he must have made a mint at the Baltimore Comic Con because everything was half off. No one at the show had, other than the $3 guys, who had really good books inside their bins too. But no one else had a deal with like a book that's worth $1,000. That literally, legitimately is worth $1,000, going for $500. So he sold a lot of expensive books. I think one of my friends spent north of $5,000 at his booth because the deals were insane. All right. Okay, now I have Astonishing Tales #12. And this is the first comic book appearance of Man-Thing. This book is, sometimes you can find these in the cheap bin, sometimes you can't. But usually when I go through the Astonishing Tales, when I see collections, this book, along with 13, are usually gone. And this is also the first cover appearance of Bobby Morse here on the cover, swimming with somebody, who becomes, I think, Mockingbird from that TV show, the Marvel TV show. I forgot what it's called, but this is her first cover appearance. Now I picked up, how many copies did I pick up here? And 8 copies of Astonishing Tales number 12. First man thing in comics, I will always buy them if the price is right. Okay, so next book up here is going to be Astonishing Tales 13. Another book that you rarely see when you see people have a run of these in their set, in their box. This is the first cover of Man-Thing. And its first, and I think its third appearance. You see this one for a good price. This is also worth picking up too. Maybe not as popular now, but they're still worth getting. All right. The other book I like to find is Hack and Slash. This is Hack and Slash number 8. This is from Image. Now, this is purely a cover buy. She has some really cool covers. For example, this cover right here. Hack and Slash. This is number 1 of 3. And this is the, I think, Reanimator also in this book. Now, this is purely a cover buy book. She has some incredibly cool covers, and this is why I buy this book, for the cover. All right, now, everybody knows I'm a big horror fan. And of course, every time I go there, my first priority is to find, well, not first priority, but I have a priority to find horror books. And here they are right here. I have Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, number 1. This is an issue I didn't have, so I'm always happy to find these. And these, are, by the way, are a little hard to find. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, number 4. And Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, number 5. And when I talked to the dealers at the show, they told me they have a hard time keeping horror books in stock because whenever they have them, they usually sell out right away. So if you ever see horror books and the prices aren't ridiculous, I think they're worth picking up. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, The Nightmare Warriors. This is issue number 6. All right, now one of my most difficult books to find are going to be Halloween books with Michael Myers, or as he's known as, The Shape. All right, I came across this one. This is Halloween 3. This is The Devil's Eyes. Happy to find these books. The Devil, I believe this is actually the previews issue, and this is issue number 1. All right, and my find of the show is right here. Whew. It's a book that I had a couple of years ago. I sold it for $300. I was happy to find this in the low price bin. Here it is, America number 8. This is the Jen Bartel variant, and this book is really, really cool. If you saw the Doctor Strange movie, The Multiverse of Madness, you saw America, Chavez. So this is my find of the day. All right, ladies and gents, I will see you later. Wait, before you go, I neglected to mention I picked up some slabs too. So this is over at the Lehigh Valley Comics and Games table, where everything was half off, in some cases even more than half off, thanks to Oliver and his crew. I picked up some really cool books here, at least I think they're cool. So I picked up 2 copies of Omega Men 3 vs. Lobo, CGC 9.6. These things are so silly cheap, I couldn't resist not buying these. Then I picked up 2 copies of Harbinger Zero Pink, CGC 9.8. If you remember, these books were like, I guess a couple years ago when the Valiant property was really hot, these books I think were going between $400 or $500 a piece. Not so much now, but they're still really cool books to get. And people who love Valiant love these books. And I've only had 9.6s, never had 9.8s. And I was able to get these for really silly price. Thanks to Oliver. All right, guys, I will see you later.